Hi, this is Charles DiMaggio. Welcome back to R for Epidemiology. In this hopefully brief screencast, I just want to introduce the idea of R packages. And an R package is nothing more than a collection of functions, utilities, and tools that help you accomplish some kind of a task. In fact, on CRAN, the Comprehensive R Archive Network, there is a view called Task View, which I'll show you very briefly. And packages are really quite straightforward. The only small little wrinkle sometimes for some folks is some of the terminology involved with packages. And a package is essentially maintained in a library, which is a reference to a folder of some kind. So we use the library function to bring a package or to use a package in a current R session. I'll show you that in a moment. But the library actually itself is not the package. The package is an object, in fact, and that's probably one of the reasons I think why the R core developers differentiate between packages and the library function. But in any event, it's usually easier just to look at what a package looks like. And if I bring up, well, actually, before even doing that, we should talk a little bit about what packages are and why they're even written. And here I just have a brief overview of the kinds of things that packages are intended to do. So packages really are intended to accomplish tasks of some kind. So there are packages for survival analysis and genetics. There are folks that write packages or collections of functions that help manipulate data, such as the plier package, the reshape package, and the record linkage package. Many packages are written for teaching purposes. Folks create a course like this, actually much more creative folks than me, and write a package to go along with for packages. So there's the Learn Bayes package, there's the probability and statistics with R package for that class. Other folks write packages to help extend R's capabilities. That's the way I phrase it. So, for example, Andrew Gelman and some other folks wrote a package called R2 WinBugs, which will help you connect to the WinBugs program. I consider ggplot as a way to extend the capabilities of R. There are packages like SP for spatial analysis and map tools. Then there are packages and tools that folks have brought together that are very specific to a type of working environment of some kind. And in that case, I put EPI2s, EpiCalc, and EpiR. Now, if you're interested in seeing packages and seeing what kinds of packages you can bring into R, you could probably not do much better than going to the CRAN task view. You could simply, like which I did right here, I just Googled task view CRAN, and then I got the CRAN task view. And here you see there's a number of tasks. So there are a series of packages for Bayesian analysis. These are moderated, these groups here. So let's take a look at one of them. For example, you might be interested in time series analysis. And here then is a list and description of all the packages in R associated with time series. It is really quite stunning and impressive. I noticed that there is no task view for epidemiology, which is a little sad, a little disappointing, and perhaps someone who's watching this video may decide to come up with one of those. In any event, if you're working with packages, there are really two main functions or commands that you need to know, and I'm going to show them to you. And I'm also going to give you one or two other little ideas about packages that might be helpful. First is, once you find the name of a package that you're interested in installing, and you might find it through task view, someone might tell you about it, you might find it in a tutorial of some kind, the function you use to install the package is called install, logically enough, install package. The only small little caveat here is that the package itself is on a file path. It's on the comprehensive R network, and like all file paths, it has to be in quotation marks. So when you install a package, and this is a one-time only affair, you install the package to your machine just once, and you put the name of the package in quotation marks. The R distribution, the R installation that you have knows enough to search for your favorite CRAN, so-called CRAN mirror. If it's the very first time you're doing it, you may get a request to select a CRAN mirror. Much the same way when you downloaded R, you selected a CRAN mirror. A mirror is nothing more than a server that hosts R files. Once you've installed the R package to your machine, anytime you want to use the package in a session, you use the library command. And remember, I mentioned just a moment ago about the difference between library and packages. Library is the location of the package. Now, you could find the location of your packages. They are just files. On my machine, for example, on my Mac, and I think I'm on all Mac installations, this is a location. It's in the hard disk drive library, frameworks, R framework, resources, library. If I actually wanted to go there, I could show it to you. Here it is, in fact. Here is my library of all. Here are my collection of packages. I happen to have a lot of them. I come across packages. The idea of R is that when you do the base installation, you may recall, it was pretty quick. And I think our developers, the R core development team, likes it that way. And I know I like it that way. Then, as you go along, if you want to accrete additional packages to your own installation, that is your business. Now, I show this to you actually because I had to track this down at one point because this was the only way I could update my packages when I updated to a new version of R. Updated versions of R, at least until quite recently. The last time I did it, it seemed that the R installation took along my old packages. In the past, it didn't. But if it doesn't, you can just copy these packages and paste them into your new installation. When it gets to a question saying that should you install an existing, over-install an existing package, you would say no. But there are plenty of sites that will give you advice on how to best update R packages. For example, here is one. Updating R, but keeping your installed packages on R blogs, on R bloggers. And you can just Google that, updating R, but keeping your installed packages. There are a few different ways to do it, but those are where your packages are. One other very useful command is your update packages, is an update packages command, and I tend to use these options as their check built to make sure it's the correct version for my version of R. And ask equals false is basically to allow a sort of silent installation. It will just update the packages. Otherwise, for each package, it will continue to ask you and nag you, do you really want me to update and install this package? And rather than you having to tell them again and again, yes, you should, please update. You don't have to do that if you just use this option here. In any event, that's what packages are, and we'll move on now to actually using some of those packages.